Hello world, Cossy here. Now as you know, I do a lot of Geek Movie Reviews, and sometimes I actually see movies that I don't do a review on. Now there's lots of different reasons for that. It could be that I see the film a couple of weeks after it's come out, and therefore doing a review probably isn't the best time, or that I don't have time to actually film it, or that I think the film doesn't really deserve a full review. And that means I've got a couple of movies recently that I've seen that I haven't had a full review of, which I'm going to solve here. This is Cossy's quick Geek Movie Reviews. So the first one is Batman Dark Knight Returns Part 1, which is a DC Universe animated movie based on the graphic novel by Frank Miller. Now those of you who have read the graphic novel know that it is an absolutely fantastic read. It is a revolutionary, dark tale of an older Batman who has retired, struggling with the world he lives in and coming out of retirement to try and do something about changing it. And this movie follows roughly around the first half of that graphic novel. It's very well animated, and the voice acting is fantastic. In particular, having RoboCop, Peter Weller, as Batman, and older Batman, really does work quite well. Problems for me, mainly small, and the main one being translating some of the panels onto the screen. In particular, the newscaster segments, they lose a little bit in the movement from the comic book onto the screen. They don't have as much of an impact. But besides that, this is a fantastic movie. The second part comes out in January. Get a hold of it, 4 stars. The second movie I'd like to talk to you about is Argo, which is a thriller, espionage thriller with some comedy elements, based on a true story about a CIA agent who goes to Iran to rescue 6 US diplomats under the cover of being a film crew using parts of Iran to make this science fiction movie. Now the film, it is exciting, it's darkly comic, it has a fantastic cast, including the director and star Ben Affleck, who, as far as I'm concerned, directing wise, because direction is fantastic in this movie, he should be up for an Oscar, and it's a very, very good movie. The only problem that I found with it was that some of the characters outside of the main characters themselves were very thin and not really fleshed out enough. That's probably a script issue more than anything else, and it doesn't detract from the fact that this is still a fantastic movie. 4.5 stars. The third movie I'd like to talk to you about is a Christmas movie, and that is Nativity 2. Now Nativity 2 picks up from where the last Nativity left off, using St. Bernadette. They've got a new teacher who's coming in, and he's going to take these children with Mr. Poppy to a Song for Christmas competition, not a nativity this time, and obviously crazy hijinks ensue. The problem with this movie is it seems to me to have lost a lot of the charm of the first movie. It seems like a completely unnecessary sequel. The first movie ended perfectly. We didn't need a second movie, and while it's got a good cast, the cast don't seem to know what they're doing. Tennant looks terrible in this movie, and this is David Tennant. How can you make an actor of that calibre look bad? Mark Wooten's Mr. Poppy is the only thing that saves this from being completely awful, but at the same time it's a complete waste of your time. If it's on TV, I'd switch over and watch paint dry rather than watch this again. As I say, Wooten saves it from being completely terrible. It's only got 2 stars. The last movie I'd like to quickly talk to you about is another Christmas movie, and that is Silent Night. Now this is a loose remake of 1984's Silent Night Deadly Night, which I spoke to you about in the top 5 Christmas horror movies. If you haven't seen that video, you can click just there and you can watch that, see what I thought of the original. This one is, as I say, a loose remake. It takes sort of the setting and the plot. It's very different in the fact that it is more of a modern horror movie. It's a lot more gory, it's quite comedic. It doesn't take itself particularly seriously, and while none of those are bad things, it's just not the best movie of all time. It's not the best horror movie this year even. It's not terrible. It's what I would say a fairly average movie. If it's on Netflix or if it's on Love Film or on television, give it a watch. You'll have a laugh, especially if you like horror movies, but don't go out of your way to see it. It's a 3-star movie. Okay guys, as always, thanks for watching. down there's the like button. You click on that, you let me know that you liked this. As always, there's a link there to the last day of Cosmas, and there's a link there to my last Geek Movie Review. Down in the description box, a link to my Facebook, my Twitter and my Tumblr. Also, leave a comment or a video response. Let me know what you think, if you've seen some of these movies, or maybe some movies coming up that you want me to review coming into 2013. And until next time, au revoir.